What is up, boys and girls, ladies and gentlemen, day traders, cloud swing traders? Hope you guys are doing absolutely fantastic. Hope you guys are feeling good. We got some historic stuff happening. Absolutely some historic stuff happening. That's crazy. We got Albert in the house. We got Anna. Good morning to you. Good morning to Andy, Emily, Georgia. Good morning, Jay, Jeffrey, Joe, Kevin, Lauren, Martina. Good morning to Michael, Rob. We got Shane. You guys are piling in. BEA, beautiful. All my people out in YouTube land. We got M Sky. All my lurkers in that background. Good morning to all you guys. Even if you're not gonna comment, you could throw a comment in. You could throw a ticker in. It's all good. Either way, I love you. Make sure you guys hit that like and subscribe button. But yeah, we got Spy gapping up to not gapping up, actually. Gapping down. Still inside day. Still kind of at a crucial level. Pretty much we're right back into yesterday's VPOC. So we'll see if this can hold. Or if we have just all the money floating out of the markets into crypto. I don't know. We'll see. We will see. But yep, crypto, Bitcoin hit 100K, surpassed it. So it's still on the move. We'll pull that one up in a second. But as of right now, really, again, great day. You do have 1, 2, 3, 4 days of people coming in, buying. We probably are starting to get due for at least a little rest, maybe a pullback, but at least a little bit of rest as we're just far extended now from 583 all the way to the 607. But as long as we can maintain, I think this level where we're pretty much opening at now, again, this is going to be an iffy level for me. If we get slightly higher than we're almost right on the penny. If we could get a little slightly higher than 607.35, I'll look for continuation. Otherwise, if we start getting underneath that, maybe a little bit more pullback halfway through that candle from yesterday. It takes us to like 606.59. I don't have any levels there except for it's 2024 and people buy if they see a red candle. So it's a pretty easy trading strategy. Otherwise, I would look for the lows of yesterday for right now, 605.65. If that can't hold, we did build in a little bit of gap that did not get retested. And if we can make it down there, that's 603.77. But all of that is contingent on where we open and if we could hold this 607.35 zone. So we will see if we get those bulls just charging right back out of the gate. Qs, you now have 1, 2, 3, 4 bullish days in a row. For the Qs, Qs are also gapping down slightly right now at the moment, about 21 cents, so nothing too crazy. I think, let's see where we're opening. Yeah. Well, still inside day. We're at the high end of yesterday's range, so that might be, again, just a little psychological level as to are we going to continue today and maybe you have some sales kind of at the high end of yesterday. We'll see if we do pull back. I'm looking for like 521.50, see if that holds. That looks like a pretty fantastic level if it can hold. Otherwise, if that starts to break down again, the low of yesterday, 520.20, or at least the kind of opening price from yesterday. And then you got this little gap fill looking for some kind of retest to 515.98. So we'll see what happens. Maybe we get a red candle out of the gate. We'll see. That would just we're definitely any even trying to play shorts. They're just absolutely difficult in this market. But you do have 4 days of buying. We have a gap. We have not really retested in the last couple days, and we are still sitting inside, but still relatively bullish, at least on Qs, being that we are still higher than yesterday's VPOC. So if I was to be in anything, it's probably going to be leaning a little bit toward the Qs, although SPY can be sneaky if it opens there, because at least if we're going to bounce, you're already kind of at that bounce spot. So we will see. Let's check out TLT real quick. TLT had a retrace gap down yesterday, came in with a bullish engulfing candle. I'm not sure how much Jerome Powell really helped sentiment. He didn't really talk too much about policies at all, really. Yesterday, I got no new news, no hints from Jerome Powell yesterday. Besides, he got magic gifts to be able to say words backwards, which is actually really impressive. To be honest, I can't stop thinking about it. It's a talent. I wish I had that one. Nobody would understand a single word I've been saying, and most of you guys probably don't even understand a single word I'm saying now. So it would be the exact same situation. I love it. But we got TLT. That is a good, still hanging on to a good level. I'm looking for some kind of key support, 93.72. You do have some resistance, but it looks like we're just kind of inside chop. Watch that 200. If at any point we start breaking 94.25, Then maybe TLT's off to the races, but we're still kind of relatively in chop zone on that one. I know we got to look at it. We got to take a look at Bitcoin. So right now, sitting above the 100 level, that was everybody's key level. The crazy thing is, and again, this is just how big of a psychological level is, uh, and like how it makes people feel. That's what it is. I mean, we got to the high of this candle, 99,800. What's the high of this one? 99,250. So we already were at. If you're talking about $100,000 asset, I think you guys can celebrate. I'm pretty sure you guys could celebrate. Like, hey, we almost hit 100K. That's pretty cool. All right, especially if you were an early investor into like who cares about the extra 200 at this point? But it is a cool number to see. It is cool to see that 100, and then as soon as we got that 100, we did shoot a little bit higher. So I get it, I get it. But I don't think unless you were taking aggressive buys on this dip down to 92, that's a 90 wherever we got to, then you're making a little bit more. But otherwise, your account is it's higher, but it's not it's not that crazy off 200. Well, we'll see. We'll see. But it was cool. Everybody I see posting and all that fun stuff. Pretty awesome. But that is a key level. That is a big spot to get above. We've now proven we can get above it. Does it last? I don't know. Maybe. Why do I get the feeling there's a lot of people not in crypto, and I've had people texting me like, "Hey, my mom's thinking about crypto, and she's like, hey, I think I need to get into this space. Everyone keeps talking about crypto." Reminds me a lot like GameStop in a little weird sense, but we can go higher if there's a lot of people. Then now you have the news circulating that crypto's at 100K and everyone's a crypto billionaire. You have all the people who never looked at it at 90,000, 80,000, 70,000, 60,000, 50,000, 40,000, 30,000. They're like, hey, maybe I should take a look at this, and we probably do go higher from here. I would assume at, at least until the next rug pull comes in, which eventually we will get a pullback. Trading asset wise, I would use that key number 100K. Maybe we dip a slightly below it. My real actual value zone for support is 99,450, and then yesterday or today's VPOC currently is 98,769. This VPOC, by the way, is still open. Today's still trading right now. So if we get a VPOC that gets higher than 100K, I'm going even more bullish on Bitcoin. Right now, you're just kind of getting the aftermath. It's like the people are still at the party. Maybe they should have left an hour ago. I don't know. Don't be the last one at the party, aka Diddy. Too soon? I don't know. Maybe. Tesla. Yep. Let me know. Andrea says, my friends, I see you for the first time in live. I want to tell you that you changed the way I see the market and the charts. Beautiful. Now it takes time and practice to gain confidence. Yep. Get that screen time in, get the reps in. Don't try to be a millionaire from one trade unless it's Bitcoin, obviously. But yeah, just repetition, trust in the process. Man, we had some good conversations in Slack the other day. Somebody was asking about fear of trades. Yeah, I love those topics because it's as much as somebody might not even want to post it, is brave to post it in the first place. But there everybody goes through it. I've gone through it. I'll still go through it from time to time, but it's the progression, just seeing your account grow year after year after year after year, just doing the same thing inside and out, and understanding that the R is scalable, so you don't have to buy the entire city day one. You can start buying land, build a house, keep growing, growing, growing. So just realize it is a as much as the movies make it seem like it's just absolute blast. Like every single day you walk in and you make $1 million because you're a day trader. It's a little different in real life. Little different. There's the struggles, but once you get through them, once you get that light bulb that goes off, that goes, oh, okay, maybe I should be doing this. Maybe I shouldn't be gambling on rando things because I just have a good feeling on it, right? And there's time and place, but not typically. You got Tesla, good gap up. This is a retest. I think it goes higher from here. I think we get a decent day on Tesla potentially, maybe today. If not today, I'd consider Friday, Monday, Tuesday. Um, I don't really have anything holding me back except for, I guess, two things. One, and it depends on where we open, but we did open here before and we got a monstrosity of a candle. I don't think today looks like this. I don't. But we'll see what happens. We have just too much support in here at this point. The second level, and it looks like we're trying to bang on out of this opening price already. The next level up, probably somewhere around this 361.94. I don't think that's a huge resistance. I don't think anyone's going to be panicking when the rest of the market's going crazy. And Elon was a notorious crypto pumper at one point, if not still. So I think we can get over that. But we do have a little retest in here. You're still at an iffy spot where maybe there's somebody in here what's like, I'm going to hold until 400, and then this came in and they just couldn't take it, dealing with those emotions we just talked about. Now they have the second opportunity to take it. So I'll see if we can get a pullback. If we can, look for the high of yesterday. That's 357.96. Real spot I have is somewhere around 356.60, we'll call it. So we could see a little pullback in this one first. I think this is more than enough for me to say there's a breakout. Yesterday's VPOC wasn't too impressive. We're just kind of in a chop zone. But if today's can get a close, if we close out VPOC at least 356.60 or higher, I like it. I like it at that point. We'll see what happens. But I'd be willing to sit through a pullback, ultimately trying to go bullish, trying to figure out how to get in this one bullish for today. Today could be a great breakout day. We'll see. All right, DG, Dollar General. Hold on one second, guys. My bad. My kid's going to school late, late. I was like, why can't you go to school today early, like on time? What's your symptoms? Well, my tummy hurts, my foot hurts, my head hurts, my throat hurts, my eyes hurt, my knees hurt, my hands hurt. I'm like, whew, falling apart, falling apart. But now, 1 hour later, she's better, so it's all good. We got Dollar General. Earnings down, revenue up. So yeah, they came in with a report. They did miss by 5.2% on earnings per share. Revenue wise, they did beat by 43 million. I'm not sure if there was any upgrades or downgrades to it, but the market is taking it fairly well. It's not a if you were playing options on it, you probably got clobbered. It's not really a huge move. That being said, opening at a little bit of resistance, that is a gap and go. I would put a target at 81.50. I think we have some room on this one. Um, I guess if we get a high wave candle out of the gate, somewhere where we're able to take an entry above 81.19, fine. I would love to see a little pullback. Doesn't mean it's going to happen, but I would love to see a little pullback to like 79.70 and then start to go. I think that gives us a little bit more oomph to the upside. We will see. But yeah, not a bad gap and go. We got through the earnings, so at least we know what we're dealing with. And again, not a huge move, but that's still about buck 50 depending on where you're kind of hopping in and where this thing is clicking right now. So not too bad on that one. We'll see. Get that high up there. We got Sound Hounds. By the way, tomorrow at I think 5:15 Eastern, they will be releasing the report as to who's being included in the S&P. So I don't know if SoundHound is going to be. It could be any. You have to fit certain qualifications. I don't know if SoundHound is in the running for it, but Palantir might be. Uh, Sometimes you see some crazy companies getting into the S&P. We'll see. Coinbase maybe. SoundHound is a good, nice little gap up. That is a retest gap too. We're not at all-time highs. We are at, I believe, 52-week highs. Yep, we're at 52-week highs. You're definitely dealing with some good momentum. They got AI. 1222, I think, is my first target. I think your next target is 1277. Maybe that one doesn't hit today, but I would be looking for 1222. Again, the problem with this one is it's a retest gap, so I would love for a retest to come in on Soundhound. Pull back a little bit. Get some people that might have some profits and just ring in the register. That being said, I could also see this thing opening and just skyrocketing. We'll see. Uh, just based on how this market currently is trading. But I'd have to see intraday if it definitely has some more room higher. I'm not opposed to figuring out how to get into this one. I think it is a retest gap, so I just built into my brain. I want to be cautious on that open. Five below. They're not even living up to their name today. Well above $5. In fact, not only are they not below $5, but their gap is higher than $5. This is a $14 gap, $13 gap, $14 gap. I mean, that's just bad for branding, to be honest. They're gonna have to have a team meeting about this one. You have 1, 2, 3 days of buying. You have also a small inside candle, and then day number four, essentially. So this one has run a decent amount. You do have, I think, to the higher side, probably some decent resistance sitting around 123.60. Before you get to that zone, your first resistance is 120.31. Again, maybe we can see a little pullback on this one. Let's see how the earnings were. Fantastic. Earnings per share beat by 150%. Yeah, that should help. 42 million on the revenue side for the beat as well. Last couple quarters, 3 quarters they missed, so this is a little bit of a turnaround story. Maybe even for a swing trade potential, it's got plenty of room. Oh my goodness, we don't have anything holding us back. This is going to be a spot I think bears want to defend. I think up to the price of like 119.82. I think the Bears have to defend that spot. Otherwise, your next push is to 132. The one after that is 148. Both of those not crazy volume, but there is some there, and then that takes us up to almost just right under 160. My goodness. That's got some room on it. Being that we're opening at a spot the Bears have to defend. Let's see if this one pulls back into that 200 EMA. That's somewhere around 113.61-ish. That could be an interesting one to watch continuously. Not just today. I would lock that one on my lists. See if there's any intraday candles. It is a big gap up already, but ay ay ay. And there's already a lot of people. Probably if I was looking to get into this thing, providing like it wasn't a long-term hold, I would be targeting right into the zone, I think, initially. So I would probably take my gains, see if this thing pulls back, and then on the next kind of pivot, take that breakout. Interesting gap though, for sure. Coinbase. Coinbase, benefactor of the Bitcoin historic 100K mark. Uh, like I said, they do have a potential for actually maybe it's a guess, but there's some rumors that maybe Coinbase would be considered for S&P inclusion. If that's the case, it's going to fly. We won't know that till after the market closes. Well, an hour, 15 minutes after the market closes on Friday. Right now, I think it's just straight running on the hype. How do I want to trade this one today? We're passing some really cool levels. I think the next stop takes us to 150.79. You got your next big resistance. What am I saying? 150? 350.79. Next big spot, I think, is 353.90. And then to the top of that pivot, I think there's not a lot of volume. It's not a real level. But there was some selling there before. There might be. That takes us all the way up to 366. I think this is a retest gap from yesterday. Good breakout, by the way. So we're looking at this consolidation. We were able to day trade this one live in the group, and it did work out. Minus the fact I did sell at a 1.2, and it definitely ran to at least a 2. Some of you guys clobbered it. But there's your flag. There's your pennant pattern. That's what made this gap so good. And again, we talk about in the mentor group, and we're going to be talking about it a lot in the January one. But that is the gap you want to look for. When you start clearing all of those pivots, all of those volume zones on a beautiful looking gap, and I don't know that we looked at this one pre-market yesterday. I'd have to rewind the tape because I live in 1989 where I still use tape. But I'm gonna have to rewind that like Blockbuster and just see if we even talked about Coinbase later in the day after this thing opened. So we had a kind of afternoon rollover play. This thing just shot up again. I missed it. Not an opportunity. Andrew, you don't have to rub it in, Andrew. No, no. He's telling me, nah, it wasn't 2 hours. It was a 3 hour trade. Fantastic. That looks good. But eventually, after that, just nonstop buying, we finally got that little pullback into that 618 zone. That was the spot to take the stab. And then usually I'm targeting the highs of the day, but all that momentum is still there. So yeah, holding off for a little bit longer makes sense. It actually doesn't make sense. It makes about 3 hours roughly to call the accountant to make sure. But yeah, that's fantastic. And you are getting that consolidation again. It is a little bit of a retest today. We're already kind of clearing some bigger levels and clearing some pivots. I would actually be interested in a high wave candle on this one too. See if we could take a break. Let me also take a look at MSTR. Mara, yeah, hold on. How much time we got left? We got 7 minutes. Let's take a look real quick at Mara first. They're probably having an interesting gap. Again, retest gap. It is opening above a good location. If we could get a small pullback somewhere into the $27 range, 26.95, I at least have my next target at 28.80. I believe they still have a good short float on them too. Finviz, Mara. Historically, they used to at least. Yeah, you got a 20% short float. Plus, you have crypto all over the news. Headlines of 100K. How comfortable of a bear do you think you have to be? Like, do you think you would be today sitting in this one? You got a little bit more volume into like 28.45, maybe like, yeah, right into that 29.66. And if we could break out, you might see a decent day on Mara. I want to keep this one high. Maybe we trade it, maybe we don't. Worst case, we'll watch it. But I think if I could get a good high wave candle on Mara, at least into the support of like 26.95 ish, somewhere in that zone, 26.90. If we start to break that, I'll be a little more patient. The next spot I'd probably look is like 26.18. But I want to see a little tiny pullback, just kind of playing into some people. Some people were profitable, want to exit. Next target up 28 is 28.73. And then I think we're flying from that point. Yep, I'm gonna watch that one. The other one we could watch too is Riot, another crypto miner. Mm, not as impressive. It's not doing bad, but now you have your retest gap. Your first level is like 14.29 into resistance. If you could break that, you probably got 15.13 MSTR. Micro strategy into a resistance. Again, Coinbase was a little bit of a retest too. Now you got MicroStrategy gapping into a little resistance. Watch where we're at now. I think if we start breaking out of this candle, which the high of this one is 440.75, providing it's not an immediate trap, you should have some room on this one up to like 469. So that's about a $30 move. This retest is what would concern me a little bit. I don't know that we come all the way back down. This has been a little shaky lately because it's a little bit ahead of itself. So I think if you could make it back to 403.93, that's a good spot to try. I don't know if we hit that today, though. I think I'd be looking for, if we reject right at open, I'd see if we could kind of hang in this 422.79 zone. It's already a decent sized gap, too. MicroStrategy spreads are kind of rough, so be careful of that. Um, but besides that, that would be decent, too. Let's check out ARM. And then let me know if there's any other tickers that you guys want to see. The list is dwindling today. We're covering all of them. We got ARM, that one's gapping down. We got JD.com. So this is gonna be a China play. It is a gap and go, just not outside of yesterday's range. So we're still inside at the high end. Trapping maybe some bears. That was a decent little breakdown. We really just kind of almost ran into support. Didn't quite get to where I'd want it. That being said, we got pretty close to it. Actually, we got into yeah, we didn't quite get down there. But not bad. Not bad. Target to the high side, and you're gonna have to pass that 50 EMA and 20. But target would be 37.10. Let's see some of the other Chinese names. We got Baba. Um, Not really the same reaction, so just kind of hanging out the low of the day. So maybe China is still a little bit to the weaker side. Baba's not moving, but Baidu is. I think out of JD and Baidu, I'd probably lean toward Baidu because I love to just get kicked in the face usually when trading. And I know Baidu has the ability to do that, which is fantastic. But you have a really strong support resistance somewhere right around 86.29. I do have this gap fill, which we did not cover. That's $88.21. So just on the perspective of things and what has more room to run, I think I would probably go Baidu over JD. Does not mean JD is not going to work, but I think I'm giving myself a little more opportunity, hopefully, depending again where this thing actually opens when the bell rings. If I have to swing something into some of the Chinese stocks, that I probably lean that one. All right, let's check out Amazon, AMZN. And again, the rest of the market besides crypto is a little bit quiet. Nothing too crazy. Tesla's definitely one to watch though. Amazon just chilling. Let me just run down the list real quick. Adobe still inside day candle. This is probably a little why the list is a little to the short side today. Mongo database inside day. I'd see if you get a little pullback on that one. Look for like 341.46 to hold. But the problem is you have 345.24. If you start breaking through that, that still might get some continuation. Let's take a look real quick at Unity Software. Unity Software has just been on an absolute tear recently. 5 days until that little pivot, which is hardly a pivot. And then you got another 4 days. So again, maybe a little overextended. Targets would be up to like $29.45. But this is definitely starting to pick up some steam. Yeah, you're starting to approach a little bit of a volume zone. If we get past, I think if we get past this dollar mark, you have some room up to that 29. That being said, their Unity starting to go already. Otherwise, everybody on YouTube land, that is the morning bell. So make sure you guys hit that like and subscribe buttons if you have not done so already. Otherwise, you guys are fantastic. We got only one more day left this week. Be careful. We still got some earnings after the bell, Lulu being one of them. You guys are